everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a mystery unsolved type video for you guys. I've wanted to try one of these for a while because I just watch them so much on YouTube and I'm just obsessed with them. So I thought I would give a classic one a go, which is the case of JonBenet Ramsey. So let's get started. JonBenet was born August 6, 1990 in Boulder, Colorado to JonBenet Ramsey and Patsy Ramsey. She had 4 siblings, but only one of them is relevant to this case, which is her older brother, Burke Ramsey. JonBenet was a child pageant girl from the start. On Christmas of 1996, JonBenet Ramsey was found dead in the basement of her home. Patsy Ramsey had woken up at around 5 a.m. and started her walk down the stairs to get ready for the day because the family was supposed to be going on a family trip that day. And as she was walking down the stairs, she came across a note on the staircase, which was the ransom note for JonBenet. Whoever wrote this note requested $118,000 in ransom. Immediately after reading this ransom note, Patsy Ramsey rushed upstairs to check on her daughter in her bedroom, and as she got up there, she saw that her daughter was not in the room. She immediately got her husband and rushed downstairs, and they called the police. Right after this, an investigation was opened for a missing child's case by the Boulder, Colorado police. In these kinds of situations, the family is always the first one to be looked at and seen as suspects. So as of right now, to the Boulder police, they were just focusing their investigation in and around the home of the Ramseys. About 8 hours into the investigation, the home was swarming with family and friends of the Ramseys, along with the police and a CSI team. One of the police officers on the team told John Ramsey and one of his friends to go and search the house one more time from top to bottom, and while doing this, John Ramsey went into the basement where he found his daughter JonBenet dead. The condition which JonBenet was found in was absolutely heartbreaking. She had a white blanket over her body, a nylon cord wrapped around her neck. Her wrists were tied above her head, and she had duct tape covering her mouth. An autopsy revealed that the cause of death was strangulation and a fractured skull. The autopsy also revealed signs of a possible sexual assault. However, this claim can be debunked by the underwear that JonBenet was wearing was still new. And they tested this by showing that even though that there was other DNA found in her underwear, it could have just been from the manufacturer. And they tested this by buying a new pair of kids' underwear from the store and tested it for DNA, and there was DNA found on it. So the claim of sexual assault has been kind of pushed to the back of people's heads. Now we're going to move on to some weird things about this case. The first one being the ransom note. The ransom note was oddly long. Normally ransom notes are only a few lines long, if that. This one was 2.5 pages long, which is just crazy. Another odd thing about the ransom note was the ransom. It was $118,000, which was the exact amount that John Ramsey had gotten on his Christmas bonus this Christmas, which only some people would have known of, and everybody that would have known, they don't think would have killed JonBenet. Another odd thing about the ransom note was that it was written on paper from the home. They found this paper in a notepad inside of the home, meaning that the intruder and the person who had harmed JonBenet would have had to sit there and write 2.5 pages long inside the home that the person had just broken into. So that seems a little, if that had happened, that would be a little bit, sus, and very risky, because John or Patsy Ramsey could have walked down at any time. Another weird thing was that the nylon was made from a garrote and a paintbrush holder from the home, which would have meant that the murderer would have had to make his murder weapon and the ransom note all in the home. The next weird thing is that there's no signs of forced entry or break-in, or fighting back for that matter. So this makes people think that whoever harmed JonBenet had access to the home at all hours of the night, and that JonBenet trusted this person because there was no signs of her fighting back. Now we're going to be moving on into the theories of this case. The first theory that I'm going to be telling you is honestly the most heartbreaking in my opinion, because it involves JonBenet's older brother, who was 9 years old at the time, Burke Ramsey. The theory goes that Burke and Patsy were down in the kitchen in the middle of the night while Burke had a little nighttime snack of pineapple and milk. Pineapple was found in JonBenet's system while the autopsy was performed, but there was none of her DNA on the bowl or the spoon. So people think that she just reached into Burke's bowl and grabbed a piece of pineapple to eat, and this made him upset, and he hit her over the head with a flashlight, accidentally killing her or severing her unconscious. And Patsy and John freaked out, not wanting to lose their son to jail, having had just lost their daughter. So they protected him and covered it up and staged JonBenet's body to make it look like she had been murdered in the basement of their home. The second theory is that Patsy Ramsey killed her daughter. The theory is that JonBenet at 6 years old was still a bedwetter, which makes sense, she was only 6 years old, but this night Patsy was just tired and she was so fed up with it that while changing JonBenet's sheets, she had pushed her daughter out of her way a little too roughly and accidentally pushed JonBenet into the corner of her dresser or something, and fracturing JonBenet's skull, which made her go unconscious, and John came in and covered it up for his wife, staging JonBenet's body in the basement, just like what we think he might have done for Burke. There's a lot of evidence against Patsy Ramsey, but the one piece of evidence that was just so damning that people could not seem to shake was that the handwriting on the note and the handwriting of Patsy Ramsey were very similar. So similar that Patsy Ramsey had to go and do a writing test to see if it was her writing on the note, and the results came back inconclusive. Now, there are so many theories in this case, but we are only going to talk about one more theory, which is the theory that Santa Claus killed JonBenet. Basically, there is a man who dressed as Santa Claus for the kids in the town, and he had said that he has a special place in his heart for JonBenet because she had given him a gift. It's Santa, normally he's the one giving kids the gifts, but JonBenet gave him a gift of like a jar type thing of glitter, and he loved it and he held it dear to his heart. He always had it on him, and he even told his wife that he wants to be buried with the jar of glitter that JonBenet had given him. So because of this, people thought that he was a little bit sus and didn't quite know what to make of him. The other weird thing about this Santa was that he actually had written a play a few years prior about a little girl dying, and what was even weirder was that just a few years before, his daughter had gone missing when she was a kid. Okay everybody, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below if you did. And I will see you guys next time. And tell me in the comments, who do you think actually hurt JonBenet and what do you think happened? So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!